Janha show. I'm your host, Mrs. Janha.
Hello fashionistas, welcome to the Janha show. I'm your host, Mrs. Janha. Before we get this party started, let's take a look at some of this season's fashion must-haves. Enjoy. Welcome back. If you're tuning in, welcome to the Mimi Janha show. I'm your host, Mrs. Janha. I hope you enjoy some of this season fashion must-have. Make sure you have a thing or two somewhere in your closet because you know it's all about being fashion forward. Anyways, moving on. If you're tuning in, welcome to Mimi Janha show. I'm your host, Mrs. Janha. Welcome to the 101 segment of the show. This is one of my favorite segments of the show. It's just something about the segment that makes me just want to, bust in tears sometimes, laugh out loud sometimes, just, it's just so amazing to me that, by talking to people, you just realize what you all have in common, which is the struggle in life and day-to-day activities that we all go through. Well, anyways, on this segment today, we've been so lucky to have a sit down with a veteran. I call him a veteran because this man is an epidemic of, Black men history in the United States of America. I mean, he's been through it all. He witnessed the 60 movements with Dr. Martin Luther King, and being a young man during those time of, I don't know if you all know the whole entire 60 movements in America, which was so epic, of the racial discrimination every single day, the black men, the suffering. like this man been through it all, and I've been so honored to have a sit down with him where he just tells us, you know, the connection he had in the past and what he's also doing for his community now in Philadelphia. This man, you know, from all the after all that he's been through and what he's witnessed, and he is also doing an amazing job with his community, meaning he is also, you know, a counselor for you know, the gangs. Like, I can't even get to it too much. Let's just take a look at our one-on-one with Mr. Micheal Davis. Enjoy. Hello, I'm your host, Mrs. Janha. Welcome to another special edition of the one-on-one segment. Today I've been so honored and been so lucky. I'm talking about beyond lucky to have this gentleman on my show today. Mr. Micheal Davis did a lot of community, a lot of things, you know, where he's from, the community that he's from, and of course he's just here to share with us his journey, of course, life, and he has a lot of stories to tell, of course, the youth that are watching the show. Mr. Micheal Davis.
Like, it's really, I'm the one who's lucky to be here in this setting with such a talented and a very smart and beautiful woman.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to try to stick to
I'm
this
blushing. You see, he's getting me really blushing right now. So, Mr. Micheal, if you want to
Yes.
tell our audience, who is Micheal Davis?
Let's see. Let me see if I can give you the short version. I'm Micheal Davis, and I grew up in Philly. Now live in Jersey, but I grew up most of my adult life in Philadelphia. Did a lot of different things. In one sense, you could say I wasted a lot of my life having fun.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, well, it is. I did enjoy it, but basically always liked fast cars and pretty women. So many of my earlier years were spent kind of chasing both. The cars, I never really went to school to learn about fixing cars, but I liked it, and I would read, and I would find out how to make them go faster. So what I did, I would get a car and take it apart and put together a little better to make it go faster. Go down to the drag strip, to the racetrack, and race the car. And eventually, I just loved it so much that I started going out, tried to do it professionally. Doing it professionally at that time, you really needed a sponsor because the parts for the car were very expensive. So at that particular time, I wasn't able to really get a sponsor, so I was financing the car, buying the car, doing the work, and racing the car, and working some type of job. But I really enjoyed that lifestyle, and eventually other people said, well, your car runs pretty fast, so can you fix mine? At the time, my father was working at the Navy Yard. He got hurt in an accident, and a settlement came, so what he did was to buy a gas station, which I worked there and my brother worked there. And so several people guys came that one of their cars worked on, and we worked on that. We formed a drag team called Davis Athletic Drag Team.
Oh, so you had like a drag team.
Yes, we had a team.
So were you guys used to like racing among each other, or?
No, we were racing. It was like a big track in New Jersey. There was one in Maryland, and anybody could come, and they have you in a certain classification, so that the cars were kind of equal, and whoever won would, you know, if you ran for trophies, you could do that. I ended up winning like maybe 80 trophies.
Oh,
but when you ran professionally, you would win money, and that's what I wanted to do, so that I could do it even more, and I wanted that to really just be my life's work.
So tell me, were you guys used to just be on the streets, or you used to be like on a speedway to race?
It was both. And you have.
And how long ago was this? When was this? Around what time?
This was in the late 60s.
Wow.
The late 60s, I was doing this.
Wow.
And I also used to race in the street. We raced in the street.
Talk about having a good time.
We had a good time. But people would come sometime, a guy would come with his fast car and knock on the door, and we would go out somewhere and find a space and just race.
Oh my God,
and there were certain,
so epic.
right, there were certain places in Philadelphia where we could go and race, but the cops knew about it, and and they would come and they would chase us, and we would run and come back and race again. So we did street racing and track racing.
Track racing. Wow, isn't that amazing? I wish we could just do that now.
I-
It's so much fun just walking
It was
and
a
say,
lot of
hey,
fun.
girl, what you doing? Let's just take a ride. Okay, girl, let's just hit it.
It was a lot of fun, you know, and I still love fast cars, but I can't afford to have a race car. But you know, even my sedan now, you know,
Oh, nice
it's
car.
pretty fast. Yeah, well, it's a BMW, you know,
Oh, wow.
and but it's the big one, but it has a good engine and
Good
it runs
engine.
pretty
Tell me
fast.
about this
So I
speed.
still love fast cars. I go to auto shows and whatnot, and
Oh.
I may eventually get a race car.
Oh wow, listen, whenever you decide to, let me know. I want to stand right there and be like the lady, the ones that hold the flag.
The flag lady, yes,
Flag
right.
lady.
Yeah, 'cause you want to distract all of the races because you look so pretty.
Oh my God, I gotta tell you, he's so amazing. He gives me the most amazing compliment.
I can tell the truth. That's all I do. I have to.
So tell us, Mr. Davis. I know, you know, based on our conversation that we had, you also mentioned about something that you did in the past, which was, you know, which really intrigues me. I think it's such a big deal to our community now, especially when it comes to the gang-related issues. You mentioned something about you were working hand in hand with the gang, especially the juvies,
Yes.
where you pretty much was like their
Social worker.
the social
really,
worker,
yeah.
which I found, I mean, more scary, if you say, and the fact that you did that, I think is such an amazing thing. If you can just tell our viewers a little bit about that experience first, you know, working with gangs and stuff like that.
Basically, my father lost a gas station, and he went back to the Navy Yard where he worked. My brother went to California. He just got a job that paid his way to California, and suddenly I had no job. And me and my brother had lived in an apartment together. I left home when I was 17. Whole story behind that, but we won't bore you with it. Anyway, I just jumped in my car, packed everything I had, and just drove out to California. But when I came back 3 years later, there was this big gang problem. There were like 60 or more gangs in Philadelphia, and they were fighting, they were gang warring, they were killing each other. And it was terrible. It seemed like there were all these gangs. When I grew up in Philly, and, you know, it was like the Crips and the Bloods, but they weren't as armed. They didn't have as many weapons as they have now. And it was usually about turf, about every gang had a corner that they associated with. And so one corner would talk to another corner, and their argument would start, they would have gang wars. So I was really hurt by it because I grew up in Philadelphia, and I realized that if it wasn't for God, I probably could have been killed. You know, there were many situations as a young person, going to parties, going to public schools in the inner city, things could have happened to me. Some things did. I did, you know, some things, but you know, I haven't killed anybody, anything like that. But I would protect myself. I learned many ways of how to protect myself. But I had a high temper. So anyway, I came back from California, and I felt like somebody should be doing something about it. I saw an ad where the city of Philadelphia wanted to hire some gang workers. And these gang workers were more like social workers. We didn't have any weapons. They would assign you a gang. You would go out and meet the gang. And through a relationship that you would have to develop, you would try to encourage the gang to do more constructive things, legal things. Legal things, right.
So you're telling me that something is legal again?
Yes. Well, I mean, like, shooting other people is certainly not legal, but I meant, like, go back to school, right, go back to school, get a job or something like that, but stop the violence. And that is what I did kind of on a nightly basis. If a youngster, like, dropped out, was suspended from school, I would go take him to school. If a youngster got in trouble, a lot of times I would go to court with them. And through that type of activity, I began to get a relationship. You know, went out into the field, I met my gang, we did have a relationship. I think I helped some, I think I helped save some lives. Unfortunately, I some lives were lost. Gang members were killed, they were shot, they were stabbed. I went to a lot of funerals. I went to a lot of hospitals for hospital visits, and I did it for about 7 years. Ultimately, what took me out of it is that I took a vacation, because when I took a vacation, and when I took the vacation, a co-worker working with his gang was trying to mediate, trying to talk sense into my gang. So it was his gang and my gang ended up shooting him in the head, and he died. He was 27 years old. And they were trying to shoot another gang member, but they accidentally shot him. At that time, his gang decided that you shot our worker, my gang shot their worker, so they wanted to kill me. So I found myself walking around with a gun to protect myself. I took a couple weeks off just to try to clear my head. I went back to work. I was back to work 1 week, and
You were helping them first. So what is one thing that you can say that was good about you being a social worker, working with all these lost kids? I call them, because the gang to me is more of like, kids that are lost.
yes,
That have
they are
any
lost.
supervision.
They are
So
lost.
you being, a social worker and you're devoting your time helping them out. What is one thing that you could say that you are proud of?
I would
Being a
say,
social worker for the
yeah,
gang?
I would say a success piece would be that there was one young person in particular, Mars Gibbons, and he was a young man. He had a lot of talent, and he wanted to get out of the gang. And you can't just get out of the gang. And I was able to get him, early morning, like 5 in the morning, to the airport, where he flew to California to live with relatives, and he's one of the ones that escaped.
So if they're in the gang, that means they can also still leave the gang, but they have to leave where, for example, if they're in Philly, they can go to California and don't have nothing to do with the gang anymore.
Yes.
So it's more like an inner city or inner.
It's more like an inner city, and that was one of the tragedies about the gang in general. That many they found a sense of family. They didn't have mothers and fathers that had a household, or that they almost lived on the street, or they lived in broken households. And they found a togetherness and a sense of family in the gang that they did not find at home. And that's one of the things why they stayed together. However, one of the rules is that when they try to leave the gang, they get beaten or killed. They don't, once you're in for life. That's how it is. However, many of these children, young people, that ranged up. I think my oldest person was maybe like 24, 26.
Adult.
There wasn't all, it wasn't all. But those young people had lived in the city all their lives, and they'd never even been downtown Philadelphia. They hadn't been out of their community. That's all they knew. And they were, places I took them sometime, they had never been there. It was like a wonderland, and it was in their own city. It's just a sad situation, because you see a lot of young people who are just going to waste. They have talent, they have very few dreams, and very little politicians. This is going a long way.
Tell me about an incident that happened to you. I
I
know
will tell you about
I'm
this
trying to
incident.
catch it
I
up
will
on
tell you.
camera,
I will-
because
right,
it was like a
I will-
momentum
I will
when you
tell
told
you-
me
I
about
will tell you about
you
this incident.
and Martin Luther King.
Yes.
May he so rest in peace.
Right.
He's one of the greatest men that God created, and he gave us a lot of opportunity. That's the reason. When you talk about United States of America and black lives, all you could think about is Dr. Martin Luther King. So tell me, the day he passed and your experience that day, because I think
Yes.
it's such an epic moment
Yes.
that I think people need to hear
Exactly.
your story and how you were affiliated with him.
It was epic in my life, that's for sure. As I mentioned, when I drove to California, it wasn't just straight through drive, although I never stayed in a hotel. I just drove into country from Philadelphia to California. And when I got to Missouri, I had all my things piled up in the car. And the car was kind of a flashy car. It was very easily recognized. And it looked like
Nice
a fast
cars.
car. It was a nice car. I used to buy brand new cars.
Wow.
and then work on them. Anyway, the state trooper saw me coming the opposite way. He turned around and pulled me over. When he pulled me over, I had an expired license. I knew that. That's one of the things that, I said I want to straighten out my life in California. So when he pulled me over, he asked for my cards. I pulled out I went through, all the things that I had in my pocket to pretend that I had a license on me, and I'm in a jail in the South.
So this was
before
like pretty much.
Yes, I
Oh
felt
my
it was.
God. So
I
you
knew
were
it was
done.
bad. I was done. I saw that in my same cell, in the cell with me, they put me in a cell, and there were two white guys in the cell. One white man was drunk on his own porch, and he received 30-day sentence. Another white man was stealing chickens, and he got a 60-day sentence. So what were they going to do to me, a young black man with a flashy car and no license? I didn't know. I stayed in jail, and the next morning when I was going to be going to court to find out, how they were going to the charges and how they were going to proceed with me, the state trooper came and opened up the cell and said, "Hey, you got to go. Martin Luther King has just been killed. He was killed last night, and we have to go. All of the state troopers have to go to St. Louis, Missouri, because riots are going to start, and so we just let you go, and just because this is what we have to do." And so every time there's a Martin Luther King's birthday comes around, I think about that. Unfortunately, and not by design, but I was freed by his death. Literally, my freedom was regained because of his death. And so that was one of the milestones.
That is an epic moment. That's an epic moment because, being a young black man
Yes.
and that incident happening, and then you're being free.
Yes.
So that would have been like a huge charge.
It would have. I could have done
ended your
many
life.
years. I could have done many years, and even life, because they were sentencing some people for during that time for life. One more thing that is probably interesting in that, and it has little to do with Martin Luther King, but my son was going to Philadelphia schools, and and he was very bright, and he was passing tests very easily, but he was lazy. He didn't have to work hard. And so I wanted to put him in, I wanted to put him into a special school that was a magnet school, a very good school, but only a few people could get in. And so when I went down to the Board of Education and asked to speak to the superintendent, the top person, who was a lady, Constance Clayton, I was told that I didn't have an appointment, I could not see her. And so I said, well, I have to get my son into the school. So the next day when I came back, I took my lunch, I took a book, and I told them, no, I don't have an appointment, but I will be out here, and whenever she can see me, I will. And after about 4 hours, a person came out and said, Mr. Davis, your son can go to Masterman School, and the principal will be looking for him tomorrow. That was the best thing that ever happened. He went from that school to Central High, which was like number 3 in the country. He won a full scholarship from Morehouse, that's where Martin Luther King went. Right. He won a full scholarship from Morehouse, graduated with honors, and in fact, he was here last night to visit me.
Nice.
So that's a good thing that happened.
That is amazing. That's amazing. I mean, you're a proud father, of course.
Oh, yes.
Everything that you went through. So talk to us. I know we're about to wrap the show,
Okay, right.
But
I talk a lot.
just tell me a little bit about your intake on the current situation that we're having. Of course, with police brutality, because I know you went through 60,
Yes.
and you see the whole Martin Luther King, the march, you witnessed everything.
Yes, I did march.
Tell us a little bit. You did march too?
I did march.
So
They
tell
had
us your
rallies.
experience about that.
Well, I would say not actually a march like rallies. When I got to California, the Black Panthers were active, and it was very militant, and I worked in a shipyard, and in the shipyard it was like all white. The jobs were good, they paid good money.
What is good money?
Well,
back
it
in the
was,
days?
I would say by today's standard, probably like $1,500 a week to start.
$1,500?
Yes, a week to start.
That's
Right,
good money
exactly.
now.
But
That's great. But
it's
that
pretty
must be
good,
okay.
right?
That's like you told him you're making $10,000.
Well,
a wig back in the days because
yes,
my mom.
exact. That's what it was. That's what the value would have been
Yeah,
back
now.
then. I mean,
So tell us your intake now, about everything that's happening in,
yes,
in the country now,
yes,
especially with the Black Lives Matters.
yes.
What can you tell our viewers out there about Black Lives Matters and your intake about Black Lives Matters and what you think, Black people should do in order to prevent all the craziness that's going on? And I know, you had a son,
Yes.
I have a son.
Mhm.
Any kind of advice that you have for the young kids growing up, the young Black men out there that are watching the show today?
Yes. Um, what I would say is, first of all, to try to get as much education as possible.
That's our segment for today. I just want to personally thank you so much for taking your time and sitting down with us and giving us this amazing life story of yours. And I'm sure the young men that are watching the show and women that are watching the show, I hope you all can learn a thing or two about it. Like he said, education, education, education is the only way, is the only solution out of everything that's going on right now. I want to thank you so much for being on the show. It's such an honor to have you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, for the Janha show, I'm your host, Mrs. Janha. This brings us to the end of our 101 segment. I said bye. Amazing 101 interview. It was such an honor to have you on set, sir. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you all enjoyed the 101 segment. We'll take a short break and we'll come back. We're about to bring to you the beauty tip of the week. Time for beauty tip of the week. You all know we always have to make sure we bring you all the beauty tip of the week. I know, bring. Anyway, this week's beauty tip is, I ain't throwing shades, I'm just saying, it's all about the lashes. Like seriously, girls, we all know, everybody want to have the big old puffy eyelashes. When you're talking, people can really see your eyes. You're walking around looking like, I don't even know what kind of blonde china. You know what? I love my girl blonde china. I'm just saying. But please, ladies, let's keep it natural. Because we all know the natural looking eyelashes, the one that you put one by one, is very expensive. So that looks natural, so it's okay. But I'm talking about my $25 eyelashes. The ones that come in 3 to 1. Three lashes combined to one. Those ones, the $25 ones, that's what I'm talking about. Please, ladies, the less the better. I'm so sick and tired of seeing those lashes on your face. Because as soon as I see y'all, it looks big as a $2 bill. So please, if you cannot afford the single one, which is about $100 or more, please do not put those cheap old $25 eyelashes on your eyes. It looks fake. It looks so fake. Please, even if you're gonna put it, you know what? Don't even put it on. You know what I mean? Because it's so fake. Everyone knows you put on the cheap eyelashes. I mean, what's the point? I'm just saying. Anyways, that's the beauty tip of the week. I hope you all enjoyed the beauty tip of the week. And please don't shoot me. I'm just a messenger. That brings us to the end of our segment for today. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in and watching another segment of the Mimi Janha Show. I'm your host, Mrs. Janha. For now, I say adios. Bye. See you all soon. Thank you all so much for watching. I could have never done this show without your support, so I thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. Keep watching. We have more exciting show coming your way. So keep it locked. I'm your girl, Mrs. Janha. For now, I said, deuces.